spare for this cast. And it's Dorado, I believe, is the other caster's name. So there you go, if you do want to go and check them out. And yes, we are actually broadcasting from the ESL. We call it the Cathedral, I believe they're calling it, but I think it's technically a church.
It is a church, it's not a cathedral.
And it's the Church of Overwatch for now. It's absolutely astonishing. I can't describe to you guys like what we are looking at. There's like a beautiful engraved ceiling up there with wonderfully carved stuff and gold fill and everything.
I'll tell you guys what, look, we're going to flash up. We're going to flash up my my Twitter here. You can see it under my name, @TotallyFutile. Go there. It should be @TotallyFutile. I just realised that's @TatallyFutile.
Oh, wow.
Oh, dear.
That might be a little bit of a problem. But, yeah, go check it out because we have been showing you guys, we have been taking pictures of the venue. It's so hard to describe. We came here yesterday a little bit, well, not yesterday, the day before yesterday, after we landed, just to come check out the venue just before we got started. And we were both gobsmacked. We couldn't believe what we were seeing. This is a real Italian church with just beautiful paintings all over the place. It's engraved statues, marble. You couldn't believe what we are looking at here. Yeah, it's wonderful.
It's cool. Go check out my Twitter. You'll see about four or five pictures on there just to see what's going on here. It is incredible. We have come to pay worship at the Church of Overwatch, and I'm very glad to be here.
It's a beautiful thing. And you're seeing on screen right now the brackets, so if you do want to cheer for a certain pro player, like we're secretly, I think, cheering for Numlocked.
We want Numlocked. Numlocked all the way, representing Team GB, doing it for us.
Yeah, then there you go, and you can see all the names on the screen. Hopefully they'll have those names on the team labels so we don't have to call things out in Italian, because our Italian is pretty terrible, to be honest.
Yeah, we tried. I mean, Bianco is okay, it's white.
Hopefully.
I've learned a little bit of Italian. Ciao is hello and goodbye, which confuses a lot of people.
Yeah, that confuses me. That really confuses me, because people say ciao, and I don't know if I'm coming or going. That's the problem.
And arrivederci is either good evening or see you later. I haven't quite worked out. I'm sure somebody will tell me.
I think it's good. No, I think arrivederci. Oh, I don't know. I'm not even going to try. Language is not my strong point, guys. If you're wondering if you do see people walking around, by the way, in colored bibs, that's because every team has been assigned a color, and therefore the colored bibs just represent what team the various people from the convention floor is. So if you are just joining us, let's run through it once again, just while we have time to spare. We have 8 pro players from, 3 from Italy, 5 from the rest of Europe, and they are being joined by people from the Lucca Comics and Game Convention floor, and taking part in a single elimination tournament. The rounds will be best of 3 as well, and I believe the maps have been pre-assigned so we don't get duplicate maps, at least not until later in the tournament, later in the final. So we will get to see a big variety of maps while we get to watch 2 quarterfinals, then we'll bring you 2 semifinals, and then finally finishing with the final itself between 2 pros and 10 people from the convention with a little bit of money on the line.
Yep, that is right. And after the first 2 quarterfinals, we'll be taking a 30-minute break while we get to have a little bit of downtime, because occasionally we do need that. And also they're going to draft the teams for the semi-finals. And then we'll come back, we'll do the 2 semi-finals, and then once again we'll have another 30-minute break while they draft for the final. And then we'll come back, and then that will be the end of the show. And then we'll be back again, same time tomorrow, 10:30 Central European time. Central European summertime, I should say, to start it all over again. But tomorrow will be the final day. That will be the 3rd and final day of this event. And it should be a lot of fun.
And judging by what we saw yesterday, expect surprises. Expect to have some people who might be very familiar with Overwatch, might be some mid-level, high-level Masters players we've heard that are floating around here, and then some people who might not quite be so familiar with Overwatch.
Yes, yesterday I believe we had about 3 or 4 players that had logged less than an hour of the game. So be patient. Not all the players are going to be top tier. Some of them are semi-pro, and some of them are all the way down to they've only just picked up the game once. So anything could happen, and I believe that's why we're going to go to a draft this time around, so that at least the semi-finals and the finals have got a much, much better chance of giving us a little bit more compelling viewing.
So on your screen right now is Numlocked and Co. And it looks like actually we might be going fairly early into the first game. We might be actually starting right now, which I would love, because I prefer watching and casting Overwatch than basically doing Overtalk, which is what we're currently engaged in at the moment. Although they could just be putting it up on the screen. I'm not sure. Unfortunately, again, we don't have production in our ear telling us what to do. And it looks like actually we are getting started immediately. That's absolutely wonderful. And we will actually warn you guys right now, by the way, that the game will be in Italian. So if you haven't heard the Italian voice lines, well, prepare to hear some of it right now. And some of the Italian text, that kind of thing. It is a little bit surprising at first. I think Trace sounds particularly cute in Italian. Certainly less annoying than she sounds in English.
Oh, definitely. My favourite is High Noon, though, in Italian, which, of course, with McCree being so prominent in the meta, you will be sure to hear a few times today.
So it looks like we are about to get started here on Nepal. This is using the competitive rule set, so this will be a little best of 5 in Nepal, and it's a best of 3 overall. So, you know, there is a second chance for the teams if they don't quite work out at first. But we're starting with Numlocked versus Hal. Numlocked, of course, opting to play the Reaper this time rather than the McCree he was sticking with yesterday. Hal back on that Zarya pick. Hal very influential here. And we have the first little bit of action here, Reflect, knocking back a lot of damage here. We're on board with RZD. That's actually a really hard name to say for me, especially because I like to say Z, some English. I believe he's actually an Italian semi-pro. He's a fairly high-level player in Italy as well. So Numlocked starting with a good team lineup underneath him, but still not actually quite managed to get a lot done. And he's actually sacrificing himself. So that's actually the sign of an experienced player who knows, I've got to get out of the fight, and I don't really want to feed the enemy team any more ultimate at all. So I'm just going to jump off the edge, suicide, and deny the enemy team some ultimate. But RZD, I'm just going to call him Rizzed.
I think we're going to have to go with RZD. I think
RZD,
we're going to have to suck it up.
Yeah,
we're going to have to suck it up and be American for a little bit.
I can't do it, but this is actually going so well for Hal's team at the moment. They've managed to basically bog them down in the choke point. That said, Numlocked is almost ready to go with that important Death Blossom, and I'm still surprised that RZD actually swapped off the Genji because he did have a Dragon Blade ready, so that's actually huge. But that said, everything is going right for Hal right now. He has Graviton Surge ready, and they also have a whole hog to combo into that, so that could be absolutely devastating.
Yeah, this is very, very one-sided here at the moment. We were expecting a lot more out of Numlocked's team because we were tipped off that he did have the better players, but Hal's team are absolutely pushing him back into their spawn, although here comes Numlocked.
Numlocked with a really good start. They're getting a pick onto Lucio, but Hal grabbing everyone up with the Graviton Surge. That sets everyone up beautifully. Lego doing so much damage into that with the whole hog and giving us a laugh afterwards. That's what I like to see. I like to see a little bit of razzle-dazzle, a little bit of showboating here. This is a fairly light-hearted tournament, so definitely I want to see players spamming those emotes, spamming the taunts. I love seeing that. That said, Numlocked is actually in a better position than you'd expect if they can get this engage going quickly. He's got a Graviton Surge behind him. He's got the Death Blossom, and importantly, he has the Nano Boost. But that said, we have Genji going in from gold. Can he find one target? He finds two. Hal just cleaning up on the back of that damage. That's absolutely huge. Hal going massive, gets a quadra kill. Freakariki actually getting some back, but can they have enough DPS to start finishing it off? I don't think so. From gold, still moving freely, still getting all the damage he needs out. Nanko just cleaning up Crystal Gecko there on that Zarya, and it's just his poor Winston ulting right now, but I think he's just being a big punching bag for the rest of Hal's team. Hal's team have definitely got this really secure now. 80% on the clock to 0%. It's going to be so hard for Numlocked to come back.
Oh, this is going to be so devastating for them as well. When you're in one of these really one-sided games and you can't even get out of your spawn room, it's just going to be really demoralizing for your entire team. They're going to have a bit of a word with themselves to come back from this.
Yeah, now they do have a saving grace. You know, this is, again, competitive rule set, so there's going to be at least 2 other rounds, so they could come back. But, oh, no, RZD gets picked off there by Lego. Lego actually getting a superb hope to get that through and just pushing everyone back. I think Numlocked is actually isolated in the back now, and down he goes, unfortunately. There's one person split up on the point, and he's just getting hounded down, while Hal is just left uncontested in the back line. He's just going to have a whale of a time. He's cutting down Lucio, cutting down Anna, spamming away freely. Graviton Surge, this should be enough to clean up the rest of it. Even with the sound barrier up, it's not going to be enough to stop them from securing the point and securing this first map on Nepal.
Wow, good job for Hal. Very decisive victory there. I don't even know how they snuck past him to get on the point at the end there, but as the team was separated so much, it was ill-fated. It wasn't going to do much. But when you need to get an overtime going or lose the point, you might as well do whatever you can to keep it going.
You've got to try and get on there. But they seem to just, you know, they took control and then just took over the control point, and Numlock's team just had no chance to try and break it in. They're trying to make this sort of Ana-oriented comp, what we call in the pro scene the Beyblade comp. It's basically Reaper goes in, spinning like a top at high speeds with the Nano Boost on him. He fires off a Death Blossom and does 300 DPS around him and kills absolutely everything. They didn't manage to get that working. Now, the saving grace is that Sanctum, the first map we had on Nepal, is very different from these other maps. So even if you do lose on Sanctum, these other maps play quite differently, so they should have a little bit more leeway here. And I actually do like this Reinhardt pick when you are approaching this map from the higher area. Having that Reinhardt in front of you actually gives you a lot of extra strength, and that might slow Hal down, for example, who's really a high DPS machine here.
Oh, I definitely agree. This is one of the few rare control maps where Reinhardt is good. Obviously, you play Reinhardt on almost every other kind of map that we have in Overwatch, but it's pretty rare to see him on a control map. However, this is a good one for him.
And Numlocked getting a good early kill there. Removing the Lucio from play is going to remove a lot of extra mobility and remove a lot of that healing. Oh, Freakariki just misses, unfortunately, that. Oh my god, he just crashed the net. But Anna's still alive, still on half hit points and getting healed back up immediately. There's that heal grenade on her, just keeping her alive with Lucio healing. There's so much healing coming in that he's actually fine. Misses the hook as well. Freakariki staying alive for a long time. Finally goes down, but that took so long to do. And they've got to be careful that they don't lose control of the point here. They've got Numlocked, I think, who's approaching the point, trying to get on there. Oh my lord, no. These two supports have been isolated, left alone. Legol's just been free reign to move right right in. There we go, spamming the laugh. That's what I like to see. I love it. This guy's come from the convention floor and he's spamming laugh. He's killing pros. He's killing these people. No, absolutely no problem for him. Well played there by Lego, getting a huge amount of value on that Roadhog.
Who needs Hal when you've got Lego? Like, you don't need the pros. When you've got guys like this that have just come off the floor, your team's going to do well. This is incredible play from the community here.
And this could be absolutely devastating. Hal managed to get the entire team. Lego should be free now to come in with the whole hog maybe if he wants to. There we go. It comes in so much damage coming out from the Winston and the Roadhog combined. Just so much AoE hurt coming in. Hal picking up tons and tons of kills. This is going perfectly for his team. We were told Numlocked has a really, really solid team going into this, but clearly Hal's team working that little bit better. Now, we do have like a hidden advantage here for the Italian players because these players have come from the Italian show floor. They primarily speak Italian. Sure, they're gamers, sure they might know some English, but the Italians definitely have that little bit of communication advantage.
Oh, definitely, but they're staggering their ults so well as well. They're going to have 3 ults available for this fight as well, so I think they could quite easily push them back again.
Oh no, Numlocked not quite getting the value he wanted off that. Did actually get woken up, thankfully, from that sleep dust. So did manage to get rid of the Anna, dueling against his rival Hal here, but he's a 1 hit point. He survives with 1 health, manages to Wraithorn back, picks up the soul, and heals himself back up now. He's going to find that last health back. Can he find a position, though, to get the damage he wants to get control at this point? They have managed to take it back. But the saving grace for Hal's team is, well, they're going to have a couple of ults coming along very soon, and especially with Hal's damage output, I imagine he's going to have the Graviton Surge ready very, very shortly for the next fight. They're going to have Whole Hog ready very soon, they're going to have a Dragon Blade soon, they're going to have all these combos that are going to be so easy to link in together and actually take this point in good time.
Oh, definitely, but Numlocked's team have got a Graviton Surge and a Death Blossom of their own, and they're soon going to have a High Noon as well, and here it goes.
Yeah, so what can they find here? Who is going to get the big combo going off? There we go. There's a beautiful Graviton Surge. We have the AoE damage coming out of Numlocked. Numlocked picking up a triple kill for himself. Should be able to finish up this Roadhog, no problem. Crystal Gecko and Numlocked doing work there. And I believe, is that my apologies? I'm not sure quite what was being said on that emote, unfortunately. But well played either way. Beautifully done by their team. They're bringing it back, getting some control. And this must be a huge morale boost as well. A lot of these players probably haven't played on stage before. So starting to bring it back might feel pretty good and might relieve a little bit of nerves that might have been building up.
Oh, definitely. Well, here we go again. Let's see if Hal can take it back.
Beautiful chest coming out of Lego there, but he does get the nano, does get slept, but instantly woken up again. This might be a little bit of a communication thing, but he has been stunned and beautifully controlled there, actually. So that Reinhardt not getting any real value as the fight does turn into something of a brawl, but Numlocked is not being dealt with. Beautiful, beautiful Earth Shadow coming out of Freaky Ricky there as he swings left, right, and center. Hal, though, still doing a lot of damage, hunting down Numlocked specifically, but no! Freaky Ricky says no more, smacks him down with the hammer, and Crystal Gecko comes in and cleans up with the Zarya confirming the kill. Beautiful stuff there. Numlocked team taking control once again and starting to eke ahead on the point itself.
Yeah, and Numlocked has once again built himself up a Death Blossom of his own. Ooh, apologies there for the alert on the computer. Always nice to have that blow your eardrums out. And RZD, or RZD, as we promised we were going to say, is about to have another High Noon ready to go.
We have the engage beginning on the top, but Numlock's got in the back line. He's picked up a triple kill for himself. Absolutely huge. No one was stopping him. He just basically walked in, fired off the Death Blossom, and killed everyone. Unfortunately, the Reinhardt charged in. He did manage to catch the other Reinhardt, but he just left his team vulnerable. That just frees up Numlocked to have the easiest Death Blossom of his life. Shouts, die, kills absolutely everyone. I think he got 5 kills in that team fight. Numlocked doing work right now, saying, no, I refuse to lose this. He was a bit disappointed yesterday that he couldn't make it to the finals. He's looking to do it today.
Absolutely, evening it up at 1-1 here on Nepal, heading into the 3rd map, which should, if I'm not mistaken, be Shrine, which is a map which is very, very good for Tracer, so hopefully we'll see some Tracer come out here. It's one of my favourite heroes, which I'm very much hoping to see, although they may stick with their Beyblade since it's working so well for Numlocked now, although Hal may want to change things up a little bit. In fact, we're getting a Genji out on Hal's side this time.
Yeah, so the Genji has come back. They used that on Sanctum very effectively, so it's good to see that FromGold has decided to swap back to that. They've also brought out the Reaper as well. So no McCree on that side, actually. RZD could actually be really huge in this match. He's got a lot of potential to just stop a lot of these big ultimates, for example. If they do try and run into them, he could be a big problem. And also, like, I've got to be a little bit worried about Lego, for example. Although, actually, no, they swapped up once again. They've gone for a 3-tank lineup, and this actually is a lot stronger now. This is basically what we've been calling the NIP comp, the Ninjas in Pajamas comp. They basically started playing it with triple tank, and this is like double support, so not quite triple support, but it's just enough healing to keep these tanks alive. You get these big meaty targets, taking some damage, you heal them back up to the top, and then you get a really fast nano boost and try and snowball off that. That said, you've got to be careful from Gold, getting a little bit isolated here, getting hunted down by the Reaper's shotguns, and Numlock's a good enough player where this Reaper's going to do a lot of damage here. Actually, Numlock would have been surprised if you see him build up his ultimate nice and quickly, but Hal says no, comes out, just cuts him in half with Zarya's particle cannon.
Wow, that's very unfortunate for Numlocked. I was literally about to say they might be playing triple tank, but the Beyblade comp was pretty much brought about to counter triple tank. However, Hal says no way.
And what another fast ultimate from Hal. Every single time we've seen Hal play, he's been building this ultimate nice and quickly, getting an early advantage. And Hal's team has already taken the point as well, so they didn't get distracted, they didn't get bogged down in the team fight. Someone clearly stayed on the point, capped the point, and now they're going to have a nice early advantage going into this fight. That said, Hal did use his ultimate to clean up there. That might have actually been a bit extra. He might not have quite needed to use that himself. And as such, they're not going to have it available for the next fight. Meanwhile, Crystal Gecko looking about ready.
Yeah, Crystal Gecko's looking ready. We've already got a nano boost ready to go, and of course the high noon's there from RZD, although he needs to stay alive to use it.
And here we go, the fight is joined. Numlocked gets hooked and goes down immediately. Nenko and Legal there doing a lot of damage. Legal now with the nano boost. Can he find this Anna though? Anna's such a slim figure, such a tiny little Egyptian grandma. Very difficult for Roadhog to finish off there. It's just a small thing. That splash damage, it doesn't really hit her that much, but RZD actually finishing off Legal there, punishing a little bit of overextension, but still, the point is uncontested. It's still ticking up for Hal's team. He's still on about 50% and still looking real good. Fromgold has to retreat a little bit. He's stuck on 50% hit points. It looks like Numlock's team is ready to start forcing the issue. They managed to get on the point, and they've got a lot of players on there right now, and they're not being contested too much, so I think they might have been able to take it this time, but how long can they hold it is the big question. Hal now coming out forward. Might be a little bit overextended there. They're going to try and finish it. Numlock, though, has Legal in his sights. He wants to get rid of him. Will it be able to finish him off there? Yes, down he goes, and Hal cleaned up in the back as well. Numlock's team do secure the point for the first time on this map.
Excellent, good work by Numlocked there, and you do realise you said, how long can Hal hold it?
Wonderful. That was
beautiful.
totally unintentional.
That was that's my favourite part of the day so far, and we're only half an hour in.
Yeah, well, we just started. Let's aim for higher moments than me making a terrible, terrible pun. Let's wait until May gets played, and then I'll start making Frost puns.
Oh,
How's
no,
that one?
please, no. All right,
maybe not.
Oh.
Maybe not. Okay.
It hurts.
Yeah, it already hurts. But meanwhile, we have the fight about ready to go. Numlocked is going to be looking to get a lot of value off the back of this ult. Already getting a lot of damage out here on Reaper. Will use the Wraith form just to stay alive a little bit longer. Trying to get in the middle of the team. Die. How many does he get? He gets one. Can he get a second one? He does enough damage to get Hal Lone finally finish him off with one shot from that Hellfire shotgun. That said, the point is still being contested. They're still fighting on the point. It's just Zarya and Lucio. But that said, they're going up against Anna and Winston. So a lot of healing on the point right now. RZD still getting a kill in the back line. So he's still alive. He should be able to get to the point and maybe finish off this Winston. Winston jumping in, getting a lot of damage down, but he's isolating, fires off the primal race, but I think he's just going to be a big punching bag. He's contesting the point, sure, but it's still ticking out for Numlock's team. And all they're doing is putting this ultimate here. Crystal Gecko has the Gravital Sides, catches 4 people, is the follow-up there. Can he get the kills? Yes, they go down 1-2. RZD also gets a nano boost as well. This should be enough for him to finish off. Gets a double kill for himself there, and Numlock's team secure the point once more.
Wow, big misstep there from Nenko. That's the last thing you want to do is when they've got 4 or 5 members on the point and you're on your own is just jumping down, pop Primal Rage. You're not going to take the point, and all you're going to do is let the enemy team charge their ultimates while you're wasting your own.
Absolutely, and now they've set up nicely on the team. They've got that right heart barrier in front of them as well. Let's have a look at the ultimate situation, though. It's not too bad. Hal's team does have a dangerous combo here. They do have the Genji Dragon Blade ready with a nano boost also in reserve. So if From Gold can get the value out of that, then it could be absolutely huge. That said, Hal's still a long way from building up his ultimate, but he is on 100% charge. He has built up nicely off the back of that Reinhardt. Can they get a couple of picks as well? Legal, for example, has been good so far at getting those picks. Battle is joined, and it looks like the nano boost actually went on the Winston, but Winston is left, and Numlock slipped into the back line, kills Hal, fires off the Death Blossom, picks up a second one for himself, gets Legal low as well. RZD cleaning up. It's just poor Anna getting chased down. Beautiful spraying coming out of Numlocked as well. I love seeing the spray during the middle of the fight. That kid with the punching arm is absolutely wonderful. The best thing to do is actually use McCree's left clicks and make his eyes glow. That's one of my favorite things to do. But Numlocked comes back with a 2-1.
Excellent. These games are very to and fro, very enjoyable to watch, although I think we're starting to see Numlock's team edge ahead, showing that they are the better team here. But let's see if they can close out this game as we head into the 4th round.
Yeah, that's the thing I like about these pros as well, is like you might think, well, this is just a tournament, this is just a bit of fun. It's just a bit of excitement. But these pros are pros. You can take the pros out of competitive, but you can't take the competitive out of the pros. And then when they start falling behind, yeah, they're going to start turning on. They're going to start winning. And we even saw debates last night, for example. Yeah, I'm going to win it. I'm going to win it. I'm going to win it. And the pros, you know, they mess around a little bit, but then they start going, no, wait, I really don't want to lose.
Oh, yeah, they don't like to lose. I think it's more that they don't. This is one of those things where it's not that they necessarily desperately want to win, it's just that they don't want to lose. It's too much pride on the line. They don't want to have to go back to the hotel and suffer the harassment
banter. Exactly. They don't want to fall behind in the banter game. That's the important thing here. Winston jumping in does get the Zarya bubble, so we're keeping alive, but he has jumped into a Reaper and a McCree, so that's a devastating combo there. Numlocked already getting a lot of damage done. RZD also following up, and it looks like they've immediately taken control. Though Freaky Ricky charges in, gets slapped, but that said, Hal is so low. Can Hal stay alive a little bit longer? He goes down. RZD going in, getting the cleanup. Crystal Gecko also firing into that little tight choke point. That's so dangerous when you stood in there. Zarya can just spam in, get a couple of easy kills, and it looks like Numlock's team immediately takes control of the point.
Yeah, Numlock's team straight in there saying, do you remember that last time we played played on this map. Yeah, that's not going to happen again. This is our map, and let's see if they can hold it for the full time.
Absolutely. Immediately getting that early advantage. This swap onto Reinhardt seems to be doing work. Even if Reinhardt isn't getting the most value himself, he's distracting targets enough for Numlocked and RZD, especially to get a huge amount of value, to get into the backline, to get a couple of easy kills. From gold, now trying to harass Numlocked. That's a dangerous game to be playing, though. Numlocked, of course, very, very good at these hit scan heroes. He's played them actually quite a lot. I did a little bit of laddering with him. It's absolutely impeccable play coming out of him.
Crystal Gecko point up for free.
Yeah,
What's
but that's
on?
it. They just, I've seen teams do this before. They just stood on the high ground. It's like, guys, we engaged, we engaged. That's it. They have collapsed beautifully back onto the point. They've moved onto it, just started killing absolutely everyone. They will take it back without too many problems. I don't think they've really used any resources there. I think RZD is the only one who's fired off an ult on Numlock's team so far.
I see they were teasing him. I was like, all right, we'll
give you a little bit.
Some
it's a bit of a pity thing.
Wow. Now that's harsh. That's mean, that is. All right, what's the ultimate status heading into this next fight?
Well, it's looking good right now. Hal is going to be ready with that Graviton Surge, and they do have a Genji on the team. And even if you don't have an ultimate ready, Graviton Surge plus Genji can be absolutely huge. When you get one kill and he just goes through it, and it looks like there goes the Graviton Surge. We do have a Reinhardt also charging in with that Nano Boost. He's going to have a whale of a time swinging and picked up a triple kill for himself. Zelias also getting rid of Numlocked there. The Ana beating up the Reaper. Wonderful to see. From gold now, trying to hunt down this area, trying to finish him off. Zeri just giving up. It's time to respawn, time to finish the fight, get back to the rest of the team and spawn together. That's it. That was beautifully done by Hal. Just managed to catch everyone up. Ana with the Nano Boost. Reinhardt coming in, just cleaning up. That's it. Numlocked is ready to go on his team with all those ultimates.
That is why you don't poke the bear, but like you said, coming back in, they have got 4 ultimates ready. They're going to have 5 with the sound barrier coming up any second now, and to be honest, that McCree ult is going to charge pretty quickly too from 62%.
Yeah, RZD so far has been on a point. It looks like they're just going to try and get onto the point immediately, but Ana gets an instantly very good grenade. She managed to get the anti-healing grenade on about 5 people. Here comes the Earthshatter. Doesn't actually manage to find anyone. Numlocked actually getting a kill on Hal as well, so Hal is down. Numlocked does have the Death Blossom, and the Nano Boost gets 2 more for himself, so triple kill for Numlocked so far in that fight, and that's looking like he's managed to secure the point once more. This is going to tick up to about 75% before the next fight begins, and then it's going to be a pressure time for Hal, because if they lose here, well, that's the first map done.
That could be the first map down very quickly indeed, although they have managed to take 1 point, so they have saved a little bit of grace and a little bit of percent on this final point. Let's see, they've probably got 1 more, possibly 2 more pushes. Let's see if they can make it on this one.
And Numlock's team still have a ton of resources in the back. They still have a Graviton Surge ready to go, and that's going to be absolutely huge. And RZD, again, getting an early pick there on the Lucia. That's a speed boost gone. That's going to make it hard to reposition, hard to get into a good position, hard to avoid the Reaper. RZD getting even more kills. This guy's just getting picks left, right, and center. Reinhardt's having a meeting of the minds, but there's the Graviton Surge in the middle. That's picked up 2 people. Easy, easy, easy Earthshatter there. Might have been even a bit excessive, but we are securing the point. This is the final fight for Numlock's team if they win it, so you might as well just throw it down, secure that point, and I believe they're taking this first map 3-1.
That is very, very well played by Numlock's team there. They had a little bit of a shaky start, I think it's fair to say, where they got a little bit dominated in the first round, but then they came back to that same map after getting themselves together, made a few changes to what they were doing, and pulled it out of the bag. Let's have a look at this Hal play of the game.
Play of the game going to Hal. He's built up ult charge so quickly, and this is an absolutely beautiful Graviton Surge. Everyone just comes in together. He actually gets a Nano Boost as well, right-clicking to that, but the rest of his team's doing so much damage, so much hurt pouring into that everyone's going to go down. Wonderful play coming out of Hal there. Hal, like, his area is absolutely impeccable. He builds up that charge so quickly, he does so much damage so fast that it is really, really superb. Unfortunately, Numlock's team just came together a bit better. RZD looking really, really solid there. From what we understand, he's a high-level Italian player, so it's not too surprising to see him do well, but definitely getting a lot of picks there and making the difference in those fights.
Definitely. Hal there showing that he's not taking it too harsh with a cheeky little wink at the camera. He's smiling. He's ready for the next round, and I reckon he wants a little bit of revenge.
Absolutely. I certainly would, and I think he's just going to be talking to his team. Again, the Italians have a little bit of an advantage, able to talk easily with their Italian teammates from the convention floor, so she'll be able to get some communication done and maybe sort of wrangle a plan together a little bit better. I think the plan for Numlock's team was basically, RZD, you do your thing on McCree, Ana, give me a Nano Boost on the Reaper, and I'll kill absolutely everyone.
Oh, definitely. Did we see what the next map was? I can't remember.
We did not, unfortunately. So
so we haven't seen it.
So it will be a pleasant surprise no matter what happens. And by the way, guys, just while we have this little bit of downtime, I do want to say that if you are going to use the MooBot commands, and you might want to tell people who, if they join a bit late, the MooBot is currently set up to the World Cup stream, and unfortunately, that isn't happening right now. Unfortunately, we don't have access to change MooBot, so it's going to be feeding a little bit of disinformation at the moment. And as we do get this lovely intro video to Dorado, this is just for people from the convention floor, because this is a general games and comics convention. There might be people in the audience, in the live audience, that aren't familiar, perhaps, with Overwatch. So just telling them what Dorado is all about. But Dorado, very interesting map in terms of competitive play. A lot of big fights happening around that first choke point. It's a very tense choke point. And the second point, especially transitioning from the first to the second, is absolutely huge. If the defending team has a lot of ultimates, they can stay on the high ground, on the little balcony as we zoom forward. and they will be able to just stay up there, drop down freely, and generally get a really good engage and get a good start to the second point. So really, really interesting to see how players tackle that.
Definitely. This is a map where the first checkpoint can be incredibly difficult to take. If you get a good hold under that archway, it can be very difficult to push through. However, once you push through, you can get through the streets phase fairly easily. It's very difficult to defend the streets phase, although you can hold the high ground that we're currently going under. You need to be able to collapse very well onto the teams below. And it's very easy for the attacking teams to push through.
And then this final point is just so difficult for teams to take if you aren't coordinated. We saw yesterday Numlocked especially had a great time where it was just basically given free reign on the Zarya, standing on the high ground with a Mercy pocketing him. And occasionally one person would go up and try and deal with him, but one person from the show floor not really going to do great against Numlocked on a Zarya with a Mercy pocketing him. So he was just cutting people in half, left, right, and center, had free reign to do whatever he liked, and it was impeccable to see out of his team setting up there. But a little bit of a tactical failure perhaps from his opponent.
Yeah, unfortunately in that game, none of them seemed to understand the high ground advantage, and they weren't trying to take it back from Numlocked. And Zarya's not a champion you necessarily always see on the high ground advantage. She's got her grenades, which obviously can be fantastic up there, but the limited range on her left click is often means that she's better off in the thick of it, getting up in people's faces.
Did I just see Sombra there? I might have seen Sombra there. Did you guys see Sombra there?
I see Sombra everywhere.
I see Sombra yeah, she's in the wind. She's the mystery. Who knows?
Anywhere I go on the internet, it just says Sombra.
That's true. You can't avoid it these days, especially as me and Max, your casters for today, are both Overwatch YouTubers. We see far more Sombra than perhaps we should.
Unfortunately so. Let's take a look at these teams. So, on the defending team, we have Crystal Gecko on Zarya, Frostmaster on Lucio, RZD back on his McCree, Schick still loving that Ana, Freaky Ricky keeping with the Reinhardt, and Numlocked keeping with the Reaper.
And meanwhile, for Hal's team, I can already see something absolutely wonderful, and we'll talk about this in a second. Legal on the Reinhardt, Nenko on Bastion, Gabba 091. Is that? Yeah, that's Gabba 091 on the Lucio. From goal back on the Genji. Hal once more on the Zarya, and Zelias on the Ana. Now, we saw this happen yesterday. Vonathil actually playing against Numlocked ran the Bastion comp, the El Presidente comp, where you try and get Bastion onto the payload and you protect El Presidente using Reinhardt, Winston, as many things as you can to keep it alive. No Mercy this time, but interesting to see that they bring out the Bastion. That might be a little bit of, hey, you lost to this yesterday, so we're going to try it again today.
Oh, well, good luck to them. Let's see if they can pull it out of the bag, because I think they need a win. Otherwise, they're going to be walking away from this 2-0 down and very demoralized.
Yeah, no, I'm interested to see, like, where is this Bastion going to set up? That said, RZD getting a good amount of damage down as they spam to this barrier, but the thing is, when there's a Bastion on the field trying to go barrier against Reinhardt barrier, the Bastion side is always going to win. He does so much damage, and Nenko getting an instant kill there on Freaky Ricky, but gets cut down by Crystal Gecko. Good focus there, getting rid of that threat of the Bastion, but Hal's going in, starting to finish up in the background. That said, Numlocked takes out Hal, so Numlocked team does have the pro advantage. RZD, oh, beautiful stun, beautiful follow-up there, gets rid of the Lucio, headshot during the mid-air drop. Absolutely wonderful what we want to see out of him. Lego now just left on his own against RZD. This is going to go a little bit badly. Though misses the flashbang, but it just rolls back, fires the fan hammer, easy cleanup.
Yeah, no problem. That was absolutely a beautiful play from RZD there. That headshot on the mid-air Lucio. I mean, I dream of being able to do things like that. I honestly do. But then I wake up sweating.
But then it's luck. You know, it happens once every while. But yeah, it's more random chance than skill, I think. Bastion now, actually they're stuck on the Bastion. What we saw yesterday from one of those teams is once the Bastion failed, it's very hard to sort of get him set up again. So they're going to try and get him behind this Reinhardt barrier, put his area shield on and keep him alive that little bit longer. They do actually have a lot of ultimates available, but there's also a lot of ultimates available on the opposite side. Here comes a nano boost on Freaky Ricky, swinging left, right, and center, going immediately for the Bastion, takes the Bastion down. Numlocked also getting a lot of damage out during this fight. This is looking really good for them right now. 4 players have got killed so far on Numlocked's team. They should be able to clean up the remaining 2 fairly easily. Numlocked chasing down the remainder. Gabba 91. Can you escape? Can you get back to the spawn? No! Numlocked gets the kill.
Oh wow, Numlocked getting him just before he got back. I'd like to say excellent control from Freaky Ricky there. I have to say myself, I would have been far too tempted to drop that Earth Shatter, which would have been a waste. It would not have been good, but sometimes pressing Q to kill 2 people feels too good.
That's it. One thing I've got to say, you've got to be really careful of is I can see Nenko as an ult ready, Zelias as an ult ready, and nano boosted Bastion tank is actually terrifying. If you've not seen it before, then it's terrifying. But RZD actually on that high ground, I think a fire strike hit that Bastion. RZD got the shots in from the back and just cleaned him out, picked out that big threat. So now they're going to be down already. They're one of them big DPS sources. Bastion does so much damage that you really, really got to be careful here. Nenko now has to rejoin the rest of the team in the fight. It looks like they're going through the low ground, but they've got to be careful. They're going into a Graviton Surge here, and they try and go through that little choke point. Can be hunted. They've also got to wait for Bastion to try and rejoin them. That's it. Numlocked a little bit isolated. Will right form the safety. Can they get the kill shot? No, and it's there to pick him up.
definitely. Numlocked a little bit out of position, but then again, on Reaper, when you've got that Wraith form, you know you can play a little bit overly aggressive because you've got that invulnerability to get you back out again.
I really, really want to see a nano boosted Bastion, but here we go, the fight is joining. It looks like the nano boost has actually gone on to the Reinhardt, but RZD doesn't care. He's fighting off behind him, but no, Freaky Gold's come back with the Dragon Blade, picked up 2 kills for himself. Legal also swinging in with that hammer, and Numlocked team goes down from Gold, and Legal picking it up for his team, securing it and pushing forward. Nenko actually managed to get tank form out, but unfortunately I didn't get to see it too much.
No, he definitely used it, and I think he died either as he used it or pretty soon afterwards.
We'll call it
I'm not
as,
sure.
like, whenever an ultimate happens like that, I like to call it a zoning ultimate. So it's a zoning Bastion
it's a
tank.
zoning ultimate.
It drew focus, so the rest of his team could kill everything.
Yeah,
Very tactical.
It drew focus while the nano boosted Reinhardt killed everybody else. Good work.
This
good
is
work,
the danger point where the team can set up on this high ground. When they do manage to do that and get it done in good time, if they have a little bit of ultimate advantage, it can be very hard to push them off here. That said, Numlocked actually swapping off that Reaper instead, going for the McCree, so perhaps wants to stop this Genji a little bit and perhaps add a little bit of extra control perhaps to stopping the Reinhardt with the nano boost as well. Reinhardt barrier going down for Freaky Ricky, so it leaves the team a little bit vulnerable, but they can poke down safely and easily from this high ground. There's nothing really that can just go up there unless FromGoal gets really, really bold, and I think if he does that, he'll probably just get killed.
Oh, definitely, he will do. I mean, it's always tempting as the Genji because, you know, you've watched the pros play Genji and you think you can go in there and kill everybody, but actually it very rarely works out like
Here we go, Freaky Ricky has gone in with the nano boost, manages to find Hal with a nano boosted charge, instantly kills that Zarya. Now Numlocked also still on the high ground. I think he's dropped down now to get into the back lines, but getting a lot of free kills back there. Legal swinging for the fences, but doesn't get too much done, does kill 2 people, but Numlocked's team has managed to clean absolutely everything up. They have a huge amount of advantage going into the next fight. RZD on the Genji, swapping away from it, letting Numlocked take the McCree. They have 2 big ultimates, and Freaky Ricky also going to be ready. If he gets on that high ground, it's so difficult to stop an Earth Shatter coming in from a good angle.
Oh, definitely. In fact, we've even had a change up on the attacking side as well. Nenko is now on the Reaper. No more of the attacking Bastion, but the payload is actually making some ground here.
Yeah, this is one of the things when you're trying to get set up once more, but RZD has drawn the Dragon Blade. Can he find the kills? Does get rid of the Ana, so no more healing coming out of Ana. Numlocked now getting a lot of damage done as well on that McCree. We're jumping on board with RZD. Nenko going down nicely to a bunch of right clicks. No, poor Reinhardt isolated and left in the middle of the team. Just good times for Numlocked. Now Numlocked's team has to get set up again. This is a big sort of weakness of this strat, is trying to get back to this high ground. We saw the payload get quite far, but now the enemy team has to move underneath RZD, and he's going to be looking to get a lot of value.
Oh, definitely. The ultimate management from Numlocked's team has been so good, although coming into this next fight, they may only have a Graviton Surge.
Yeah, that said, it's not looking too good for House Team either. Like, they only are going to really have the Genji Dragon Blade, and can FromGoal get a huge amount of value off it. Oh no, poor Ana, a little bit isolated. Boom! There is the final kill shot from Numlocked. Here comes the Dragon Blade, but he's forced to run away immediately. Can't get anything done. Has to get a Zarya Baron, get out there. But oh, he comes in and cuts out like a surgeon, removing Numlocked.
Yeah, thread the needle, thread the sword, whatever you want to call it. You just come in there and cut him down.
And I don't blame him. If you're going to focus anyone on the enemy team, you want to focus that pro player. You want to get rid of them as soon as possible. Shik's now actually going down to Legal in the back line. He's been doing so much work here on these tank players, playing Reinhardt, playing Roadhog, been getting so much value out of it. Hal and Legal definitely combining together. Beautiful emoting on the payload. I love seeing that. Wonderful stuff out of Legal.
Yes, we are good to go. Well played by Hal's team there, bringing it back, showing that they are still in this game and still threatening to close it out.
So now is the important thing. Can they beat the enemy team in getting to that high ground? Looks like Numlocked team have managed to secure it. They're just getting up there right now. It's so difficult to shift them off if you aren't decisive with your ultimates, if you don't have that quick, clean engage. And I've got to say, Numlocked team have a lot of stuff in the tank. They're going to have basically every ultimate available in any second now. Freaky Ricky, the only one slightly lagging behind. There is a Graviton Surge, so catches pretty much absolutely everyone. Everyone's just jumping in. Should be a huge amount of damage coming in. Numlocked instantly snipes out Hal there, just snipes him away from the team from Gold, trying to go up and deal with him. No, oh, beautiful headshot, removing Nenko as well. Numlocked with a quadra kill in this fight, cleaning up.
Wow, Numlocked showing that, yes, you know him as a Reinhardt player, but he can play McCree too. Absolutely fantastic play, excellent accuracy, and very, very well played. Yeah, this is my one Numlocked anecdote, but when we were scrimming with him for Team GB, we did a little bit of rank play with a couple of the Team GB players for the World Cup, and Numlocked was complaining that, yeah, I'm not hitting anything on McCree, I'm only at 70% accuracy. And we were all just, what? 70%? I'm lucky if I hit 70%. I feel wonderful if I hit 70%. That said, Hal looking to get a Graviton Surge coming off here. He has a lot of good targets for it as well. A lot of damage coming out early, but he managed to catch everyone on the drop down. Just fired it on the payload. Caught absolutely everyone there. They're all stuck in there. Did I see a nano boosted Reaper in there? Yes, I did. Nenko getting 2 kills. Can they clean up the rest of it? Yes, they can. Hal has a huge advantage right now. They can get all the way to the point. Beautiful jump there with the Zarya, getting onto that high ground. Cleans up the rest of the team. They should be able to get it all the way here. Respawn's coming in now. Can they make it to the payload in time is the big question. I doubt that they're actually going to be able to get there, and I think Hal's managed to secure it all the way to the end, but with only 25 seconds on the clock, it could be hard. Wow, absolutely fantastic play by Hal's team at the end. It really looked like they had a rough start to there, but they did show that they could push it to the end. Although it's not the fastest time in the world, and Numlock's team could easily put a lot more time on the clock.
Yeah, absolutely. Especially with that stall at the first point, it was very difficult for them to take that first point. They were really slow in doing so. Even using the Bastion, we saw it yesterday, the Bastion basically managed to roll them all the way, basically almost at the end of the second point. And when that didn't quite work, well, the thing with Bastion is once it stops working, you might as well switch up the Bastion. I think they stayed on it a little bit long, maybe hope that the tank form could do a lot here. It looks like Numlock's team, I actually hope to see this, are going to be using the Symmetra. I really hope they stick on that, because Symmetra, like, when you're not playing against these high-level, pro-level teams, when communication might not be completely on point, Symmetra can get a lot done. And on the first point of Dorado, if you do manage to hold it for a little while, Symmetra makes it absolutely impossible to get through that choke point.
Oh, definitely. Very, very difficult. You just place those turrets around the arch, and it just becomes very... Because they do the slowing. It's the slow. That's what's so effective. The damage can be quite low, but being able to slow those targets down and making it easier to hit, and when you're dealing with people that play at a high level, they can already hit you when you move at normal speed. When you make it even easier for them, they're going to take you down. The McCrees are going to be landing those headshots, and it's going to be absolutely devastating.
Oh, unfortunately, Crystal Gecko going back to this area. I mean, I don't blame him. He's been having a lot of success on it so far. It looks like they're running a triple tank lineup using the Ana as well to get a good nano boost going. And RZD going to be waiting and looking for targets there with that McCree that's been so effective at getting these picks so far. Numlocked opting for the Roadhog. Meanwhile, House team, nothing too different that we are seeing a May come out. May absolutely pivotal on that on the choke point. May can be absolutely frustrating to play against. She starts walling people off. It's very difficult to go through these chokes, as basically our two main chokes to approach the first point of Dorado, and she can just cut the entire team in half and give you an easy cleanup.
Definitely. May has almost become the new Symmetra, because she's just so good on chokes. It's very difficult to push through, because you know as soon as one or two of you go through, she's going to throw that wall up, and they're just going to be able to fight a 6v2 while that wall's there, and there's nothing you can do about it. You need to be able to bait that wall out first, otherwise you just can't push forward.
A good fire strike coming out of Legal doesn't unfortunately manage to catch anyone, but I do like seeing Reinhardt's do that, where you just fire it at the spawn. If the Zarya isn't ready for it, you can actually get a lot of good early charge there. I think Numlock managed to land hook there, didn't manage to find a kill, unfortunately. Numlock dropping a little bit low, but yes, he did manage to finish out Nenko. Nenko going down nice and early. Early advantage there for Numlock, already on 1/3 of his ultimate as well. This is going to be absolutely huge for them, as they will just manage to barrel through that wall with the payload rolling straight through it, just taking out no problem. This is actually looking really good for Numlock right now, as his team has a huge amount of momentum. Zarya dropping a little bit low. The charge does land, but doesn't get any kills. RZD and Numlock combining the damage, removing that tank. That's it from goal. Gets a triple kill in the backline with this Mercy. With the May. She doesn't have any mercy. No mercy involved here. Absolutely. From goal with a quadra kill. Manages to save it for his team.
It's not often you see May get a triple kill without a Blizzard. That was fantastic play. I wish we could have seen exactly what happened. And of course, doing that much damage has allowed From Goal to build up an ultimate for this next fight.
Yeah, that May ultimate built so fast. This isn't being played on the PTL, where May has received a huge nerf to her ultimate charge. Thank goodness for that. But with a Blizzard, it's so difficult to get through this choke point. It's so tight to get through it, and once you do get start to make your way through it, well, she just throws down the Blizzard, says, everyone don't move. You don't move, and she kills absolutely everyone. It's devastating, especially with how they're putting a Graviton Surge as well. The Zarya May wombo combo is absolutely enormous. There goes the Graviton Surge, there goes the Blizzard. That's going to be absolutely everyone caught into it. There's an Earth Shatter thrown in for good measure, because why not? Let's just throw everything at it and just clean up on the back line. That's Numlock's team going down. Wonderfully done there. Perhaps the Earth Shatter a little bit excessive, but hey,
I said this yesterday when Bob threw his soldier ult into everyone else's ultimate. Sometimes when everyone else is pressing Q, you just want to do it too.
You just want to take part. You want to be involved. Everyone else is doing it. Why don't you? That's the definition of peer pressure, Max. Surely,
yeah, well,
surely.
Sometimes it's okay to bow down to peer pressure.
Numlocked actually swapping onto the Pharah here. I actually do like this change here, because I'm looking at Hal's team and I'm wondering, like, who's going to be dealing with the Pharah. It's going to have to be From Gold trying to use the Icicles, and it's going to have to be Nenko trying to fish him out the sky. But there's nothing really to stop this Pharah doing a lot of damage. Already the Lucio dropping super low. Two players already, I think, I've had 25% hit points. Elias dropping low. There goes the Nano Boost over. I'm curious to see who that's gone on. But meanwhile, Numlock is just free range, shelling in from behind. All Numlock's team has to do is just take it easy. They just have to stay back. Oh my god, From Goal snipes out with an Icicle there. Numlock, I think, was trying to go for the health pack, but no, just gets picked off there. There's the Graviton Sozo. Everyone caught up into it at the moment. There is a whole hog just keeping them knocked back, but they're so low on hit points. They're going to be going down any moment now. Poor Mercy, not Mercy. Why do I keep saying Mercy? I don't know. But poor May dropping super low. She's actually still on like 20% hit points. She's got to be really, really careful. She's used her ice block already. Crystal Gecko doing so much damage here on the front line. RZD coming in from the back with the Reaper. He does have a death loss as well. Looking to use it here, I imagine. Just going to clean up that Reinhardt and the rest of the team. Why is the House team decides to back off, and I think they're going to just stay like that and let them take the first point.
Definitely. It almost looked like RZD had thrown it away a little bit there when he couldn't finish the May off. There's something a Reaper should be able to do at that range. Bit unfortunate for him that he couldn't do it, but his team still did manage to push through, even though it looked like Hal had a chance to hold.
Oh my lord, beautiful shooting coming out of Numlocked there, and I really do like this aggressive positioning coming out from his team. He has a Pharah and a Reaper. It's so easy for his team to actually get a lot of little early momentum, get onto that high ground nice and quick, and basically deny Hal's team any ability at all to stop this payload. You can see on the top that the payload has already basically made its way around the corner, and they can't actually set up properly on this high ground, and that makes it very hard for Hal's team to do anything. And they have to be so careful as well, because Numlock's going to be waiting on that back line. If he gets a good knockback, he can basically split the entire team in half, and Hal actually going all the way around to just chase Numlocked away. So they basically completely split up, and this payload has just been rolling forward all this time.
Yep, easy ground, easy to take while they're wondering what to do. When you've got a good player on your flank, you're panicking. It really throws you off, and you're not sure what you can do about it. So Hal said, all right, I'm going to go after him. I'm going to make it so I worry about him. I'm the pro player. I'll deal with it.
Oh,
you guys worry about everything
Hal
else.
dropped down a little bit too early. Managed to get isolated and killed there. Legal probably going to follow suit. He did manage to get rid of Numlocked, so pros down on both sides. But Numlock's team definitely has the advantage right now. Freaky charges through, doesn't manage to find anything, but doesn't matter. RZD on that front line gets rid of the Lucio, and this is looking like a very fast second cap here for Numlock's team.
Excellent. Yeah, very good for Numlock's team. They looked like they were getting stalled out on the first point with some good May play, but they've managed to push through the streets phase in very good time, and they've got 3 minutes and 45 seconds still on the clock, although this can be very, very difficult to push into unless you can take the high ground.
Numlock's staying on the Pharah so far. I was surprised not to see him change when he respawned, just because Pharah, she can be quite good on this high ground little take, but she can also be very, very exposed. There's not much cover for her in the air at the moment. Luckily, no one's really there to sort of stop Pharah from just spamming down like we saw there, getting rid of the Roadhog on the high ground. That's freed it up for RZD to move in. Can RZD find the kills? He's got nano boost. Can he find targets though to drop down on with that Reaper? Does manage to take out 2 in the backline, so both supports now gone, but there is a Blizzard on the point. They're going to be so careful that they don't all get trapped up and killed. RZD actually drops down into it, doesn't quite get frozen, does get slowed down massively. Nenko staying alive that a little bit longer, but he's just feeding ultimate. RZD is already back on 50% ultimate charge. He's going to be ready to go in no time at all. Numlock is still in the sky, uncontested. RZD and Numlock combining damage, killing absolutely everyone, and this is looking like a really fast take for him. He's going to have a massive advantage in the second phase of this map.
But there is still a chance that they could come back and hold here. We'll have to see what they could do. RZD playing incredibly well, although when you're shooting a Roadhog at point blank range, you can charge that ultimate very quickly.
Now they have Reinhardt isolated on the point. Legal been doing a good job so far. Might have been a bit aggressive there, but they had to get stuff on the point just to try and stop it. RZD though gets a quick double kill as well. He's going to have Death Blossom ready. He's actually already got Death Blossom. He used it to get that double kill wonderfully. Numlock now jumping up in the air. He has free reign, spamming away. Oh, that fire just jumping right into the barrage. Don't you know justice reigns from above? You can't jump up into that. That's just going to kill you. And it's an easy finish up for Crystal Gecko. Numlock's team with a huge advantage. 2 minutes 33 to 1 minute.
Numlock's team with a Pharah for a good 2 checkpoints there, and nobody bringing out a soldier or a McCree or something to shoot that Pharah out of the sky. May did land that icicle headshot from across the map, but we've got to be honest, that was incredibly lucky, and you can't rely on that. They should have got a McCree out there, or they should have got a soldier, or something that could have dealt with that Pharah to get Numlocked out of the sky and stop the advantage that he was giving his team.
Yeah, and especially once you start getting into that phase where the Pharah can just knock people down, and knocking people down especially into someone like RZD, or knocking people down who could stop RZD, so knocking away the Roadhog, for example, letting RZD just walk in on that Reaper and engage onto the squishies in the backline without Roadhog there to protect them. They can't stop him from killing absolutely everything. Huge advantage right now in Numlock's team. He has 3 minutes and 8 seconds even, so the time just got added to his, and he's going to have so much more space to play with. Like, you got to remember this is a payload map, so in this phase, basically you're trying to push it as far as possible. For the attacking team right now, with 1 minute left on the clock, Hal's team, they're going to have to just stay on the payload and push it for as far as they can in overtime. If they leave that point for any reason after that initial minute is gone, well, then they'll just be stuck and stop there. Meanwhile, Numlock's team, they have a whole 3 minutes to play with it, and then they have overtime on top of that. They're going to have a lot of space and a lot of ways to just eke out a massive advantage here.
Yeah, that's right, and it's almost as if Nenko heard us. He has brought out the McCree to deal with Numlock's Pharah. However, he's going to get a bit of a surprise because Numlocked is back onto Reaper.
Yeah, and I do actually like that pick here for this first point, just because the enemy team does like to cluster up a lot as they do try and go through that choke point. It's very easy to get that Reaper in there. If you can get a Zarya barrier on him and get the full Beyblade wombo combo, the Reaper plus Nano Boost ultimates, then he will just be able to go into a choke point and kill absolutely everyone without too much issue here. They're setting up in a standard position on the high ground, just raining down damage. I imagine they're just going to retreat as quickly as possible now. RZD needs to be careful, drop down to about half, but instantly heal back up. Good play coming out of the supports there from Numlock's team, just getting people back. Tip-top condition. Numlock actually being a threat as well in that high ground. If you can drop down into the back, it could be absolutely huge. There's both tanks actually staying, well, 2 other tanks actually staying fairly far back, just frightened of that threat that Numlock is posing. So he's already just zoning people two people out just by being there.
definitely doing some good work here. And in fact, Hal's been thrown onto the high ground.
He did actually. That was a beautiful Zarya jump. He just used the right click to just propel himself onto the high ground. So chasing Numlocked down, just isolating people off. RZD now dueling with Hal. Can he survive long enough? He doesn't have the flashbang. Numlocked though saves the life of his Reinhardt. The charge comes in, but no, Numlocked was there with the Hellfire shotgun, just rains death in. Hal though with a fast ultimate, but everyone's just caught in this choke point. Reaper gets the death blossom off. Numlocked getting one kill. Can he get even more? I believe he just did so much damage there that the team just couldn't survive it. There we go. That's as far as they have to push it. They have 3 minutes, 8 seconds to do it in.
Yep. Numlocked asserting his dominance there on top of the payload with the cheeky emotes at the end. They've got a lot of time and not a lot to do, so I think Hal's going to struggle a lot to hold this at this point for 3 minutes.
3 minutes, and they just got to get it through that first choke point. This is the nice thing for Numlocked team as well. They can basically, if they are strategizing, they can basically just say, you know, let's just build up all 6 ultimates and just run in with every single ultimate we have. We could just spam it all, kill them once, and then just go through that choke point. Like, they have so much room to play with that even if the first engage doesn't work, the second engage doesn't work, the third engage doesn't work, as long as one of them works, they're probably going to get further than that and take it and be advancing into the semi-finals.
That is very true. That is very true. They could just build up all 6. In fact, I'd like to see that. If that's what happens, I'll be very happy. If they wait till they've got all 6 of their ultimates, blow them all off at the same time, we'll get a very spectacular show to look at. But then, unfortunately for Hal, they are likely to all fall to that kind of play.
Numlocked team actually opting so far for 2 tanks. Freaky Ricky swapping onto the Genji. I'm curious to see if he's going to last in that. We've seen him play pretty much nothing but Reinhardt so far, and I think we saw a little bit of Winston out of Freaky Ricky. He's one of the people who's returned from yesterday. There we go, he's back on the Reinhardt. So we do have the triple tank, 2 supports, and RZD back on the McCree. Why not? RZD's been having so much success here on the McCree, picking people off at left, right, and center, getting a lot of value here. We do also have on the defending team, it's worth noting, From Gold on the Mei once more. Did such good work on that Mei in the last round. Can they have a repeat performance?
I hope so. I very much hope so. I'm rooting for Hal, rooting for the underdog. I want the game to go the distance, but of course, then we want Numlocked to take it away at the end because go Team GB.
Because he's British, and we are completely biased here on the casting desk because we are 2 Englishmen, and Numlocked is the only Englishman there. It looks like he's actually going to change what character he's picked. So he started on the Roadhog there, shelled out a bit of damage, so he's run back to the spawn, probably change up to something, going for the Farah because nothing's really there to stop. And you can see the golden box of joy, the finishing point for the map is literally right there. Like, if they don't stop it soon, if they just let them inch forward, well, they're going to be in a lot of trouble there. Reinhardt actually gets slept out. He's walled off, but does manage to get back up. No one charged him down. No one finished him off there. And so he has managed to survive, get healed back up by the Anna. And as such, she's going to have a lot of ultimate charge already, 40% for her. Meanwhile, Zelias on the opposite side, still on 50%. That said, oh my lord, Numlocked in such a good position right now, just spamming damage in. Lets RZD get an easy cleanup shot. Down goes the Mei. That's going to open up so much space for them to just move in. Can Numlocked find the picks on these supports? Can he just find Zelias, especially Zelias without the ability to heal? But no, Hal cuts him out of the sky with that laser scalpel, with Zaro just finding the damage with that left click, and this might be enough for them to just secure that point a little bit longer. That's it. Freaky Ricky coming in with the hammer down, catches absolutely everyone's able to swing. Left, right, and center. Nano boost on him now. Should be easy to clean up 1 or 2 people more. That's it. He's fighting a nano boost to Reaper. Reaper forced to run away in Wraith form. He's terrified. I don't blame him. Reinhardt's a scary guy. At the best of times with the nano boost, and when he's glowing, he's even scarier. But Nenko just finishes him off. That's it. Numlocked comes in with a double kill, and I think they've done it. I think they secured it. No, the Reinhardt's come back in. He's surviving a little bit longer, but with the Farah there and RZD, should be no problem. There we go. Numlocked just taking it and advanced to the semi-finals.
Wow, absolutely fantastic game. Very to and fro. Lots of excitement. Very smart play by Numlocked. He came out of the gate, don't know if you guys know, but 15 seconds into the game, you can press tab and you can see the players on the other side. So 15 seconds in, he pressed tab. He's like, oh, look, they haven't got anything that can deal with Farah. I'm going to switch back to that Farah and get some work done.
And, you know, I will say perhaps not the greatest performance of Farah I've ever seen, but certainly good enough.
It was good enough, but yes, when we were first person on Numlocked there, he was let's say just teasing the supports he was shooting at. Maybe just trying to put the fear of God into them. We are in a church, of course. Maybe he was inspired.
The fear from the above, basically. Exactly, and we saw Legal there getting the play of the game with a massive Earth Shadow. I think he was just falling up on a bunch of other ultimates. But Numlocked team, there he is on screen right now, manages to secure his place in the semi-finals. Now, of course, the thing for Numlocked right now is that he has RZD, for example, on his team. There we go, a little bit of flair from the players. That's what I'd like to see. But he does have RZD on his team. Will he have RZD, though, in the semi-finals? Because, of course, the teams will change as they advance forward in this tournament. As the pros, as the captains that advance forward, will have a draft phase between the 2 rounds.
Oh, definitely, yeah. Next time around, I don't think Numlocked's going to be quite so lucky. Although those games, it was a 2-0, there were some moments there where we had some good action, some good to and fro, and it did look like Hal could have taken it at some points.